Hey, it's Tuesday night and we are live. Somebody's here with me. She wasn't sure she was going to come on, but she decided after she
I don't
ate.
know how long I'll stay.
Yeah, but let's see who's in the chat first. All right. So Starla was first in the chat.
Okay.
Scanes is here making a delicious sugar-free drink. Tambra's in the house. Tambra's drinking something too. A rum drink. Terminator's here. And let's see here. Homestead Twins.
Ned.
Hey, everyone. Len's here. Let's see here. Who else? Sam's here. What's up, Sam?
Hey, Sam.
Hello from the snowpocalypse. Yeah, that's
no joke.
That's one of the stories tonight. Before we go on.
Yeah.
Why don't you explain why you're in the collar and what happened this weekend, so that everybody knows you had the surgery. But
yeah, so I'm a bit confused. All my doctors keep asking me if I drive, so I'm not sure it's supposed to be driving. And what was supposed to be an hour-and-a-half surgery turned into a 3.5-hour surgery. And what was
that was a strange thing, because you said that they told you an hour and a half.
They said an hour and a half in the waiting room. They told you 2.
And as soon as we got there, they were talking 3.
No, she said an hour and a half. But anyway, so then we were supposed to have a conversation about the neck brace as to whether or not I needed one. That was going to be a conversation between my doctor and I, and it was one of those we see on Saturday, right? And I didn't have a choice. It came right out, and they had plural collars ready for me
on Friday.
Yep. And I think the first one might have been a mistake, and then the second one was the one that was really ordered. So we'll see how that's built and what happens. But the first one is now my shower collar. I don't know. It's a thing. And so got that going. Really what these are, and I got it figured out. It's pretty damn official. This is my official comment. Neck brace is nothing more than a food catcher. A food catcher and a beverage reef right there. So there's quite a bit that collects in here. It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, when she came out, she was really swollen underneath there.
Yeah.
Friday when she came out, but it's gone down quite a bit.
Yeah, still can't figure out why all my doctors ask me if I'm driving, and nobody can believe I'm walking. So the doctor today said it was just a pretty damn walking miracle. So I'm like, all right, I'll take it. In fact, he wasn't going to give me my Play-Doh. Well, he was going to give me the Play-Doh. And I said, no, you can't give me the Play-Doh. We don't do that. I got to put gloves on. You got to put gloves on. The yellow one is in the refrigerator. Go get the yellow one. And that's the one that I work with. And he looked at me and he goes, huh. And he goes, I didn't know those were the rules. He's the doctor, right? He's been there forever. And he said, well, I think I can give you whatever I want. And so he's going and looking for tools that I need, so I can work at home, because they realize I'm not just waiting for physical therapy. Like, I'm over this. I'm ready to move on. So he goes, he's looking for Play-Doh for me, and he finds it and he hands it to me. He said, seriously, I don't think you're supposed to give this to me. I was really worried. I said, I don't want you to get in trouble. Don't give this to me. And he said, look, if I die and I go to heaven and God said she put Angela in front of me, he didn't give her the Play-Doh so that she could continue to cook for other people and get her hands working. He said, I would feel horrible. So
do we need to buy Play-Doh for you?
Next, he was going to make me Play-Doh, but now I got Play-Doh. The doctor gave me Play-Doh.
Oh, you did have Play-Doh?
Now I got it.
Okay.
So, no, it was just funny that all that mess over Play-Doh. Yeah. And so, but so I'm feeling very blessed and very lucky.
She's also feeling a little bit high most of the time.
No, I'm doing really, really good. In fact, my alarms went off and I was asleep. I haven't taken anything. So I think we're pretty much off the oxy. I don't think I need it. I think this pain, I feel like I can handle with the Tylenol. So
and that was
tolerable pain. It's
Saturday when we brought her home.
Saturday was
managing the pain with the meds was a chore. And when'd you check out? 5 o'clock?
On Saturday night. Yeah.
So they screwed her meds up Friday night into Saturday.
I'm not high, Skins. Not high.
But
I had my muscle relaxer, but that was at 4. 4
but
o'clock.
they messed it up, and so she had to go through the entire day and get to where the pharmacy felt she was managing her pain with her meds.
Doctor had to fill.
The
Pharmacy
doctor,
had
okay.
nothing to do with it.
The doctor, but she had to manage the pain with the meds and not the IV line. So
we only used the IV line because we needed to catch up. So
yeah,
because I wasn't ahead of the pain. That's the right way to put it. That all the nurses and doctors in here, I was not ahead of the pain. I got behind the pain. So we needed to get me ahead of the pain.
Yeah. And she got a little bit behind it. Was it Saturday when we got home?
No. So we thought I was ahead of it, but it was all new things. So like I still had that pain factor. And so tried getting in the recliner. Holy hell, that was not happening. Tried to get in. It hurt to get in. It hurt to get out. I'm like, I can't. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm getting you in and out. Like, no, you don't understand. I can't because it hurts, like I can't. So went into my bedroom, had my tools in there trying to make that work. Here's the problem. I'm just going to put it out there. Here's part of the problem. I was doing everything the way that, and the doctor and I discussed that today. I was doing everything the way that OT told me to do it. And the way that, PT was cool. They were just like, can you get up the stairs and can you walk without falling over? And, but OT was like, oh, you need to do this log roll. And then you got to come in and you curl up in an infant stage. And then, you do X, Y, Z. It does not work in the furniture that I have. And, the fact is I'm 5'2" and my furniture is way too big for me and it just doesn't work. And so if you can't fix me to the point that I can't lift my leg up and crawl into bed, then there's a freaking problem, right? Yeah. And so basically here's what the doctor told me today. And I told him, because I said it's complete BS. And I said the full words. And he looked at me and he goes, that is all BS. And he said the full words. And he said, you do it the way you need to do it to get in and out. And he goes, we're going to fix you that way. And so I was like,
and you're like, good,
awesome.
I have been doing it the way.
Yeah. And it's like, it's awesome to find a doctor that is so in cue with where I'm at and doing all that. I love it. And he explained a lot of things to me today that I was getting a lot discouraged because I have, I got some nerve damage and I got nerves that are saying to do things and body. He had a really good name for it and I can't remember the name of it. But reflexes that my body is still in protection mode. And so we just got to teach my body, reprogram it so that it's not doing that. Example he used was like and I was telling G this tonight, an example that he used was like an amputee, when they lose a leg, for example, their nerves are still telling them that they've got that foot or that leg there. And so the nerves are going there. So we just have to... But don't set me up for that muscle memory shit. I believe in it. A lot of people don't. But
muscles don't have memories. Right. Our nervous system have conditioned responses or conditioned reflexes.
But so anyway, we just gotta tell everything where to go and what to do. If you have phantom sensation, yeah. So my nerves are still trying to tell things to do things that they're not supposed to be doing and that kind of thing. So it's gonna be some work. I got some work ahead of me.
That muscle memory. We had a friend, Trauma Bob. He's like one of the best trauma doctors in the Midwest.
Muscle memory drives him crazy.
And we used to say muscle memory, and he would lose his mind. And so now he's got me conditioned. I'm like, okay, muscles don't have memories; they're conditioned reflexes.
Yeah. But no, looks like if I put the hard work in, I may not be 100% where I was, but I'm going to be pretty damn close. So, there's some things I'll never get back, but I can work things another way.
And you've been using a walker.
I'm using a walker. I feel like I gained like 50 pounds.
And there's a couple instances where you lost your balance because of the.
Oh yeah, get this. So I have perfect, well, I don't know about perfect, but I have good balance when my eyes are open and I stand up. And then so in relaxed position and my eyes are open, I stand up great. And when I put my legs together, stand up straight, my eyes are open, I stand up great. Close my eyes and all of a sudden I got zero balance and you're having to catch me everywhere. Not you, but the doctor is having to catch me everywhere. And so I look down and I go, so basically what you just taught me is whenever I'm walking, I need to have my eyes open.
Keep your eyes open.
And he just laughed and he was like, well, it means some other things, but yeah. So it's funny. I laughed at him. He laughed at me. We were all good. So that's exactly what I need. I just needed a doctor that's down to earth, and I think I got it.
But I came home Friday and I was at the hospital way longer than I thought I was going to be.
I told you to just go ahead and go home. I told him before the surgery, I said, just drop me off and go, head out.
No, I wasn't going to do that. But I ended up having to call Patty and Darren to come take care of the animals because it was getting dark. We had a couple of lambs in here. Francis had twins.
Yeah.
And they were hypothermic Friday morning, and I brought them inside and put them in front of the fire. And I thought they were going to warm up, but one of them never did recover, and it passed away Friday night. And then Saturday, another ewe dropped a lamb. So those were the two, the short that I did a couple of days ago with the house guests. That's why those two are in here, and we haven't been able to put them outside because the snowpocalypse. It ended up being like the low was -8 this morning, and it didn't get above. I think 16 was the high today.
Yeah, high at 16. Where were you? 16 degrees.
Well, the wind chill made it feel like it was down around 1.
What?
That's what they said. I just going off of what the thing's saying.
So the thermometer in Lexi's vehicle said it was 1 degree.
Did it?
That was actual temperature. Like maybe -16. I would go for that. But with the wind chill, -16.
Anyway, the point is that I can't even take the babies out. I mean, I've been taking them out to be with the mamas at least once a day, but they can't stay out there more than a couple hours because it's so cold. Knock on wood, we haven't lost anybody else since we lost another lamb.
What?
The one that got crushed.
Oh yeah, outside.
Yeah, one and we lost another lamb Sunday morning.
I'm gonna work my way over to the stove because I just realized I did not turn it off.
Okay, but we might lose a couple of guineas tonight because I had a couple of guineas that decided they did not want to go into the coop tonight, so they are huddled up together on top of the coop, and like I said, hopefully they survive the night. And it's a real shame because one of them's a piebald. It's on the back. It's all guinea colored.
Is that like an official name, piebald?
Yeah, but its chest is all white.
Where do you find that name, piebald?
It's a horse term.
Oh.
It's a colorization term.
Oh.
But it's a cool looking guinea. Hope it survives. But they're not very bright birds, seriously. But how many inches of snow did we all see?
Don't know. We'll let you know tomorrow, the day after, when it stops snowing.
Yeah, it hasn't been snowing heavy like it did in January. But I was telling her this round of snow and cold is a lot more harsh than the one in January.
This one hurts. I mean, I remember it hurting last time. We said it hurt a couple times. This one really hurts. If it tells you anything, we got the snowbird here taking care of me, and she's freezing to death.
Yeah, our daughter flew in Sunday night.
Little stinker thought she was going to be fine with her sandals, her hiking sandals, and today she had socks on with her hiking sandals. But I don't know. She's just funny.
Lynn says the wind chill hasn't been above -10 for the last 10 days. Hasn't been.
Poor Lynn. I tried to see. I asked Lexi if she'd pop in and say hello, and she said no.
No, Skeins, it's actually been a really dry snow.
Yeah, so it's a good powder.
Yeah.
If you're a skier, you're in heaven.
And so far we've only got maybe 4 or 5 inches. Maybe
here, but it's farther south it got worse. So
did they?
Yeah, Lexi and I, when we got past 110th, maybe it got super bad, and then 86 really, really bad, just kept getting worse and worse. Because, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, she's got this thing. She's gonna take me to Qdoba today. I was gonna get a reward for being a good girl, and like, it's like reverse. Like, she's my mom, and I needed to get some things from the store too. So we were just gonna hit that Wanamaker, right, and get all that done. And the roads were so bad, I could tell she was getting a little nervous. Mm-hmm. And I said, why don't we just turn around and go back? I can get what I need to in Holton, and end up getting in Mayette, and like, let's just get home. So we're going to do that Thursday.
Kansas Squatch says they got 3.5 on the south side of Kansas City.
Yeah. 70 highway is supposed to get more snow. It also still here in Kansas is also still has not quit snowing either. So.
Well, the wind's blowing, so there's drifts.
No, there's actually snow. Oh yeah, there's drifts, but it's actually snowing as well. So they had equipment out on the road taking care of it, but then Lex and I didn't see the equipment on the way home, so I'm not sure what's up there.
Randy says no snow there, thankfully, but it's raining and the temps are falling. I expect a good bit of ice in the morning. I would rather have snow, drifting snow, than ice any day.
So we were talking about that. You know, this is early lambing season.
Oh yeah,
and it was specifically changed for the reason that there's so much rain in March, and you'd rather have the snow on the babies and dealing with that than the cold rain, because you never know what's going to get icy and all that. Then you're dealing with pneumonia, all kinds of weird crap going on. And so farmers and ranchers now, everybody's got cows and lambs and kids all over the place.
Yep.
You know, bathrooms and living rooms everywhere. We all have company, and it's been tough. And it's going to continue to be tough this week, to the point that it's actually made the news because it's so tough for all of us with the negative temperatures. So, and it is difficult because you figure, you know, after they lamb and they've got their calf or whatever out there, whatever they're doing, it can take a couple hours before we get to them.
Yeah, Ken's made the point it's supposed to be in the near 60.
I know on Sunday. I know it craziness. But yeah, that's the problem. You know, you get a new baby on the ground and it takes a couple hours before we can get to it or realize it's there. So yeah, it just comes with territory. It is what it is. So
Skane says no snow, no hail, no sheet or sleet will keep me from doing her last day of clinicals tomorrow.
Good. Yeah, that's tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
And she's looking at finding a job now after that. So then it's job territory. So yeah. Randy says something different. Me too. But if I have snow, ain't going to work. I grew up driving in it. But these people around me can't drive on my drive payment. Yeah, no, they can't.
Yep.
We were talking about that too. Yeah, people drive nuts.
Well, and I had yesterday off because of President's Day, and had it off today because the weather. And
tomorrow you have weather.
No, yeah, it's already been called. They've already called.
That's what you said, and I see why. Lexi and I were out in it. I see why.
Well, the problem around here is 60 to 80% of the kids in the district
dirt roads
live out in the country, and the buses won't start when it gets this cold, or if even a little bit of snow around here
get stuck,
can drift really high and cause them to get stuck, and then they don't want the kids waiting outside and that. And
so the interesting part is, and it'd be interesting because the doctor was saying something about that today too. I guess it's been called his kids are home from school, and he had made the comment. He said he didn't understand why. And I was like, well, I know why we're our kids are from school. And I said, you know, we're in the valley. He said he was only 5 minutes from there. So I'm assuming they're like Shawnee County. It's probably Silver Lake or somewhere in there. And he couldn't figure out why they were called. And I was like, I don't know. Probably because they thought it was going to be bad or something like that. But, you know, for us, you know, it does get bad. And then the kids are anywhere getting picked up off the school bus at 4 o'clock in the morning all the way to 6 o'clock at night. And so, you know, if it's below zero, I mean, that's treacherous at those times.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the cold weather, we've been going through a lot more firewood than I expected. And this week has been an exercise in frustration with equipment. I got 3 chainsaws, and all 3 of them are down to the point that they can't be fixed. Well, one of them can be fixed, but I don't have the $500 to fix it. But so I borrowed a chainsaw yesterday.
Is that the one that is cheaper to go buy a new one?
Yeah, the Husqvarna. It's
so what?
It's well, no, the Husqvarna. It's cheaper to buy a new one. It's so I may have said this before. I've got this thing. If it costs over half the replacement price of a piece of equipment, I feel that you should just buy a brand new piece of equipment, because if you spend all that money, you're going to have part of the equipment is brand new, and the rest of it's worn. It's got all the wear and tear on it. So I'd have a 10-year-old chainsaw with a new cylinder, and everything else is going to fall apart. So it's better. But the still that I got from her father when they moved, it's like an $800 chainsaw, and it's only going to cost about $400 to fix it. So we'll fix it, and we'll have a really good chainsaw that runs, But so I'm going to end up out there probably Friday or Saturday, cutting down standing dead wood and getting it split and filling the wood crib back up. Neighbor Chris was nice enough. He was moving a bunch of hedge into his house, and he had about the bed of his side by side full of hedge that didn't fit in his house crib, and he was like, "Hey, you want it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll take it." So we've been burning hedge all week long. I did have to get up on top of the house. This is something you guys, anybody that lives in cold weather that burns wood, got to take care of your flues and the pipes and everything.
It's easier to do that in the fall and spring, isn't it?
Well, but I cleaned it last spring, but we burned so much hedge and locust.
Yeah, good cleaning in the fall would have been good.
Well, it would happen anyway. This would happen anyway, but the creosote buildup got so bad that it was not drawing air into the stove. So I had to crawl up on the roof. I waited until it warmed up a little bit, and got up there and used a wire brush and got all the creosote off the flue. And so it's drawing perfectly fine, and it's keeping the house nice and warm, even in this, nice and warm. That's a relative statement, isn't it? We're not freezing, but yeah, I can't greasy wood. But you know what? The hedge and the locust burns so hot, and the stuff that we have is dry enough that it's burning down to a complete white ash.
There must not be none in there right now because I'm freezing my butt off.
Well, I probably need to load it up. Let's see. Homestead Twins, either Husky or Still. I'd never get anything less than the Pro model. Yeah, still make it confusing with their numbering system. Yeah. The Husqvarna
450 or better.
The Husqvarna that we have is the Rancher 450, which is the lowest professional grade that Husqvarna makes.
I saw there's a 460 in the cart.
Yeah, I was looking at a 460, but it's just if I buy the 460, I'm gonna have to get all new chains. I just bought a whole bunch of brand new chains. So I've got chains, and I bought a 24-inch bar for it. So I'm not running on the standard 20-inch bar. And I think I'm just gonna go with the 450. That way I don't have to invest in all that other stuff. And then the still that we got is a super nice saw. And your dad had it. I've had it for almost 10 years. Well,
Dad had it for years.
Yeah, it's probably 50.
So they've been married 5, 6. It'll be 6 years this year.
Okay.
So you've had it 6 years.
And he had it for at least 10.
Well, I don't know about that, but he had it for a while.
But it's a super nice saw too.
He'll watch this tomorrow. He can comment. He'll probably call and say how long he had it, how old that thing is. They like that kind of thing to figure that stuff out. Oh, I have never had. Dang, I'm gonna have to go get something. Zantac, whatever that is. I have never had heartburn or anything like that, but I had that tartar sauce and that ketchup, and I can. It's like right here in the middle of my chest, and like some weird's going on there. It's not right.
Yep.
So, and it's making me like not burp, but like I don't know. It's weird anyway. Nobody needs to know my business. I'll be right back.
Lucy says she was chipping ice at the well today to get water. I had to get the axe out and literally use it to chop the ice out of the trough so I could dump the ice and refill it. winterized the outside spigot properly this year, so it hasn't frozen up yet. I don't think it will, but it's been nice. But I've been having to haul stuff in a bucket for the last week and a half now to fill that thing up. Let's see here. Teaspoon of baking soda in water or teaspoon of mustard. Our daughter made her a bicarbonate yesterday when she was having that problem, and it worked really good for her. Hog says, ever use an electric saw? The opinion on it. I want to have it in my truck in case of road blockages. They are much better than they used to be. My son's got one, and he loves it.
You know, have to take care of something in my room.
Oh.
Yeah, when you're done. Somebody's not feeling well.
Uh-oh. But it's a good idea having it in there, and it's you can charge it off an inverter in your truck and have that? Hogs wants to get an electric chainsaw to keep in the truck in case he runs across they run across blockages.
Yeah.
Homestead Twins. The Husky is a homeowner saw. The Pro model is the 550. Well, according to Husky, the 450 is the lowest grade Pro model.
Pro.
Yeah, I'm just going off what.
But it's a Landscapers Pro, isn't it? I would consider that a little bit different. Yeah. Not a Lumberjack Pro.
Oh, yeah. It's good enough. I do on average about 10, 12 quarter wood a year. So it works fine. Let's see here. Tambra loves her battery powered chainsaw. I think it's a Makita. I've been impressed with some of the electric saws for the convenience, as long as it takes a standard chain that you can get at any parts. Yeah. Yep. That's that standardization is key. What does G say? I'm considering a battery saw, but thinking still if I can find one that uses the same chains as my other saws. I don't want 4 chains and 4 saws and 4 different chains. Absolutely.
Might end up with that anyway.
Absolutely. That's one of the things. Hey, Rosie. That's one of the things that we've been talking about as part of a community. Making our own chains. We got enough people with the tools and stuff that we can start making our own chains, and that way, as a community, we're not having to go out and buy.
I think that's a fabulous idea. After everybody gets everything they need done on their properties, then we can start making chains.
Let's see. Ego is supposed to be a good battery saw. Can't say as I still prefer. Oh yeah, Randy, I'm with you.
We tried the battery operated saw. We had a company send one to us.
We did the video.
Yeah, there's a video in here on it, and it is all right for small jobs, not for big jobs. And
yeah, that little handheld one.
Yeah, and it's not for big jobs at all.
Yep.
Hesitant.
Cut and patch is needed. Absolutely.
So I don't know, but dang, it's cold in here.
Let's see here. That amount of wood is pretty good per year. The Pro saws use better internal parts, so it'll last you longer. Cutting that amount of wood. Yeah, this is true. This is absolutely true. If I had the $1,200 to buy the saw I want, I would do it in a heartbeat.
$1,200. What kind of saw is that?
Oh, still makes a saw that's bulletproof. It's the one that the neighbor Chris uses for cutting all the woods out when he's doing this.
When he's making his living.
Yeah,
that makes a total difference. I could see having that to make a living, not to just cut a cord of wood.
Terminator Son is shoveling roofs. Most of them have over 4 foot of criminy.
Yeah.
Too much snow.
Oh, sorry.
Too much snow.
I might have to go to bed.
Are you? And you just took you haven't taken your.
I haven't taken medicine yet. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
If you're tired, go to bed.
I'm yawning, so I'm saying I'm tired. I'm either yawning or I'm bored with your conversation. One of the two. I'm not sure.
Well, we're not.
Chainsaw is not my thing. I really don't care. Sorry, guys. I had to take my crippled butt to bed.
You have been you did a little bit of cooking today. I mean, she's getting better.
I told the doctor that I was cooking, and like the bacon was funny. Lexi says you just need to keep videos in the house and record everything that you do. And I was like, I know it. And so I decided I wanted, when I was in the hospital, I was watching Food Network, and it was diners, dives, and drive-ins. And there was a gal that was running. She had a restaurant. It's just 8 sandwiches and a couple, of specialties here and there that would pop up on the menu. And it was all English muffin sandwiches. And so they did one that Guy Ferrero had, and he loved it. And they put this gal on the map. And it was a hummus BLT sandwich on an English muffin. And I went, that sounds interesting. So this is like amazed me all night long and all day long. And the girl from the hospital came in to get my order for dinner. And I said, you know what? I said, would you be willing? I said, you got all the components on here on the menu. I said, do you think that someone would be willing to put this together for me? And she says, well, what is it? And I told her. And she says, I really have been contemplating going to culinary school. I would love to put this together for you. And I said, here's your chance. I said, let's dive into this together. And so told her how I wanted it, get all this, and here's how you put it together and this kind of thing. And then I couldn't eat it because I got checked out. It literally came as I was leaving. That sucked. And so anyway, but if she's watching, I want you to know it's wonderful because I did it here at home. And so it was still on my mind. I was pretty upset and I didn't get to have it. So I sat down and I made bacon, a pound of bacon. I had it all figured out. I got my walker. I can sit in the walker. The pan was already, skillet was already on the stove, and I put the pound of bacon in, and I'm going. And I get one batch done, and I'm tired. Like I'm starting to sink. I'm doing this number, and medicine sitting in and all that. And I told Garen, I turned around, I said, I said, this must be why they said I was going to be grounded from the kitchen for a month. And he goes, why is that? What's wrong? And I said, if I was cooking a full meal, I said, it'd be ruined right now. I couldn't finish it, or, it would burn and that kind of thing. And he said, well, think you're going to get through that bacon? And I said, oh, I'll get through the bacon. So I get through the bacon, get through the last little bit, and I go, okay, that looks done. And I turn off the skillet, and I was like being like really, I don't know, like I was going to get this done. I was the tough guy, right? I pull the rest of the bacon out. I got it resting up on top of the paper towel. I had the TV on across the way in the kitchen, and I turned around, sat in the chair, and I was like, and there's a little bar on the back that has I don't know, what is that? Not rubber, would you say? It's got like this little guard on it, so it doesn't hurt your back. So I'm all like this, and I fell asleep. I don't know how long I was asleep for. But everybody started coming in and asking me, man, it smells good, So I wake up and it's all good. I never fell asleep, but I admitted that I fell asleep. Should I just fell asleep in the chair? What,
she made that sandwich. If you guys, it's a BLT.
BLT hummus sandwich.
Except you use hummus and an English muffin.
Yeah. So toast the English muffin and then put the hummus on both sides of the English muffin and bacon, lettuce, tomato, and then close it up.
It was good. I'm telling you, it was really good.
Man, oh yeah, that was delish. Good. And so, but yeah, I don't know, that may have to be the new Yoda sandwich. Yeah. I'm liking that. That's good. So yeah, so those have been my stories. And the doc is like, I love hearing these stories. You should not be doing that, because that was 2 days after. That was 2 days post-op. 3 days post-op. What did I cook? Did I cook anything yesterday? Oh yeah, I did. What did I cook yesterday? I can't remember.
Well, you did the sous vide stuff yesterday.
Yeah, I did. So Lexi made the biscuits. I didn't do much yesterday. And then today, 4 days post-op, I did spring rolls. Yeah.
So Hogs asked, does anybody do their own repairs? I've watched a few YouTube small engine repair videos, and they go step by step. I'm thinking of doing a few to see if I can do it.
Hacks.
And then HG says, do it. Maybe find an old DIY engine book, get a hold of some old engines and play with and practice on. Just being able to clean and rebuild the basics could come out as that's
Hacks for the Homestead. That's his department. He's so good at that. Yeah, a sandwich short. Yeah, I could do that. That was a good sandwich. It's worthy of a short. It's worthy of its own video, actually.
Okay. So Homestead Twins wants to explain how it's been with insurance and everything since the wreck, and
wants us to explain.
Yes, he wants to know, why don't you do the health insurance? The medical stuff. Okay, well, the car. We screwed up a couple times. State Farm screwed up a couple times. We are on our third back and forth for a power of attorney so that they can.
No, second for the power of attorney, third on the title.
But it's hopefully
they should have got it today at 10:30.
Hopefully we'll get the insurance figured out. I screwed up and put it in the wrong box, and it got lost in the system for almost a month. And then when we got a new title because it was lost, and she didn't. Apparently
don't blame it on me.
Apparently they said you didn't sign it properly.
You know what? I didn't. The instructions are completely different this last time than what they were before.
Well,
so they had me sign in a different area because I even told Sis when we were looking at it, because I want to make sure. I told her, I said, listen, because she had her contacts in. I said, you got your eyes corrected. You're not stoned. You stand over here with me and you show me exactly where I need to sign that I got this right. And we're going over it. And I told Lexi, I said, that is not where they told me to sign last time. No. And Lexi said, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. So we put that power of attorney in and their instructions, and Sister put them together and we put them in the envelope. So wherever I sign in their directions, that is what their directions said.
And as far as the medical insurance, well, I'm going to preface what she's going to say with she has to be extremely careful what she talks about right now because of the insurance company and the medical stuff. Yeah. So she has to be very careful what she says because and it's not like we're being.
I don't have to lie, nothing.
Well, no, there's stuff you can't talk about because
some stuff I can't. I think I can say this. I want to tell you what. Let me tell you what. As far as my medical insurance goes, so PIP. Everybody in the state of Kansas has PIP. You automatically pay for that. PIP is $4,500. That goes quick. So if PIP is all you have, you better, if you're in a serious accident, better think twice about that. But I'll tell you what, as far as the insurance that we have through his work, I want to give him a shout out. Can I give him a shout out? Can I give him a shout out? It'd be all right.
The Blue Cross Blue Shield federal employee.
Federal employee Topeka. I'll tell you what, they bounced through hoops for me.
So
they had me approved for surgery in a week and a half.
So
if even that.
So remember, guys, I work for a native government. When I was working for the National Guard, I had the Blue Cross Blue Shield FEP, and it's essentially it's a little bit different than what the DoD uses, but it's essentially the same thing, and they do a great job. I will say this about State Farm, who did our car insurance. We are going to find another carrier whenever we get everything settled.
Yeah, we'll get there. But as far as medical insurance and all that stuff, everything's going swimmingly. It's getting tight here. We're feeling it because you still have your copays and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of collecting receipts and hoping to God they don't say pay over right now. Right now, as of today, my PT, my physical therapy, I do have to pay my deductible every time that I go in there now from here on out. But it is what it is. And you just figure it out and hope this all ends soon. So I don't know how that's going to work as far as ending soon for me. I got a long journey. But I think they're expecting me to live in physical therapy for the next year, probably. I don't think it'll be a year, but
I'm going to be honest with you. that after my experience in cardiac rehab, they're overly cautious, and I think they.
But for a reason, I could have to have a second surgery and that.
Well,
kind
I
of
know.
thing,
I'm saying you do it, but I'm just saying that. My
fine motor skills are toast, and so I have to work on my fine motor skills. So it's a little bit different than what you were going through. I have parts on my body that have completely forgot how to function and do all of that. I noticed, especially when I was eating, so things were worked on, right? I was talking to the doctor about this today because I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Like I'm biting the inside of my mouth, and little weird, quirky things are happening. I dropped a lot. I dropped a lot of cups this weekend.
Yes, you have.
I've dropped a lot of stuff, and him and Lexi both have been having to come after me cleaning stuff up. Just my motor skills are shot. And so my daughter and I have been laughing. It's like she's taking care of my 3-year-old granddaughter. She's running after me. But that's what I'm saying, making Play-Doh and doing all that stuff. There's stuff we got to do here at home. But yeah, it'll get better. It'll be fine. So I'm going to do what they tell me to do. Good thing is your pain, they're really good about this, and they'll tell you your pain is your pain. And so if you think you're done with physical therapy, you just tell them you're done with physical therapy. My thing is I need to know what tools to do and what to do here at home so that I can get better.
Right.
I need to be able to get better. I work with knives usually on a daily basis. And let's see, my motor skills felt better at one point before the surgery, and I cut myself how many times? 5? I think it was only 5 times. And I was glad it was only 5 times. I told my daughter, I said, it's a freaking miracle. But yeah, no, I need to get my fine motor skills back.
Harvest Right update. I have not been happy with Harvest Right. What they did to somebody that bought a Harvest Right recently, I was not happy with. The having to return our rack because it was put together shoddily. Not happy with them.
HG.
I will. No more slicing and dicing.
Yeah, that's about right.
For a bit. Don't want a new nickname.
All right. Edward Scissorhands.
But we finally got the rack for the extra large back,
Yeah.
and I ran the first batch through it in 3 months.
Yeah.
4 months.
I know we hadn't done anything since we had to send it in a month before we left in December. Yeah, is that right? No, that doesn't seem right. We were messing with it 2 weeks before we left in December.
But
so December, January, February, 3 months.
Ran a batch through it. Got some milk from somebody. We're trading freeze drying for some milk, and plus we're just helping them out. And
I think all this batch was theirs, right? Because we kind of had a mess up on the.
Yeah, the milk exploded inside the freeze dryer. So there's milk as it's defrosting. There's milk inside it now because all the stuff that was on the sidewalls reconstituted.
The chainmail kitchen gloves. I'll have to look at that. I've got some for butchering, but it's just on one hand. So I know the clear glove.
They're right down there.
Non-chain glove goes on my right hand where I hold my knife, and the chain glove goes on my left hand. Those are a little much if I was doing fine work. So I'll check out that chainmail glove. Yeah, for sure. I'll check that out. I'll try anything, Lynn. Because I'll get in there, even if it takes me 45 minutes, but I could cut up in 5. You know what I mean? Because like the julienne to julienne, anything is a chore right now. I tried to find a shortcut, and she's like, "Why did you need that?" I'm like, "Oh, because of juliennes." And he's looking at all my other stuff. He's like, "None of this juliennes." I'm like, "Nope, it all slices. It does all the other stuff, but it doesn't julienne." And he's like, "Okay." So I went to go julienne so I could do the spring rolls. And it didn't work out so great. So you can julienne half, and then you got to do the rest by hand. And it took me forever.
Okay, guys. That's about it for the Homestead update. I want to share something with you.
Uh-oh.
Boom. So Jase Medical
yeah, they got a giveaway going on.
has a
whoop, whoop.
exciting giveaway alert.
Yeah.
February just got hotter and better with Jase Medical's month-long giveaway. They've got 70 prizes that are up for grabs, including huge discounts, Jase Go, Jase cases, and a grand prize of your own customized Jase case of your choice.
Get out of here, really?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Okay, here's how you enter. This link down here.
Can we enter?
I already did.
Oh, yeah. Can I enter?
Yeah, I guess.
Double entry.
Here's how you enter. You go to the link here on the screen, and you sign up, and you sign up for it, and then they'll have you, like, you get extras for subscribing to their channel and telling people your story. Guys, listen.
Ooh, look at that! Oh, you put that all over social media. Oh, I put
that on X.
No, I could put it on my Facebook. I could put it everywhere. That's like the Bunky Life. I ended up with almost 9,000 entries.
Well, you can do. They've got it when you go enter. They've got a link to spam Facebook with it.
Yeah. All right.
So guys, listen. We're very picky about the people that we affiliate with, and Jase is one that I am a firm believer in. I've said it before. We have not bought a Jase case because we did all that beforehand, right? And we've still got it in stock. Once we start running out of that stuff, though, we're going to go with Jase. It's a great company. The customer service has been great. If you have your own channel, you might want to think about becoming an affiliate with them because they are a really good company to work with, in my opinion.
But be careful too. Don't just go, okay, I'm going to go be an affiliate, because they make sure that you're legit as well. They don't let anybody just be an affiliate. Right. They check you out pretty good.
And I want to thank, I don't know who did it, but there's been several people that have bought stuff from Jase, and several people that
thank you all
that have gone and do it. Thank you for using our affiliate link. It does help us. It really does.
Yeah, we got a little payday. It was pretty nice.
Yeah. So and again, we're never going to get rich off of all these affiliate links that we have, but it
when you have co-pays for PT, it helps.
Money's money, right?
Right.
$20 is $20, as the old joke goes.
Right.
But yeah, go ahead and go to that link. Here, I'll tell you what. I'll put it in here so you guys can copy it.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff over there. Look at you.
And I think the only thing cooler than one of you guys winning the grand prize
is us winning.
But they've got a drawing on Friday for some of these minor prizes.
Yeah.
So
you have to check in double time.
Yeah, get in before Friday so you can get into that Friday thing. And I apologize with everything that's been going on. I got that email last week and I completely missed it.
We got a few emails. Did you get back to everybody or just this one?
Just that one.
No, you got to get those grow lights. I need to get those in hand so I can get those started.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every little bit helps. That's what I say. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, every little bit helps.
Oh yeah, that was the one thing, the metal detect. Yeah, when I metal detect. I will set off metal detectors from here on out. I get a card. I get a card that I get to show that I have metal in my body now.
Speaking of metal detect, let's talk about the difference between the Topeka Hospital and the Lawrence Hospital.
Okay, so my first comment on that, and I've said it before, and I'm not ashamed to say it. And one of the nurses thought I was nuts for saying it, but I'm going to say it the way I see it. One is in the hood and the other one is not.
Well, but the one in Topeka is not really in the hood.
I say it is in the hood.
But you go to the main hospital there in Topeka, and it's like
they search your purse. They're looking for knives. They're looking for guns. The whole 9 yards.
Yeah. And you go to the one in Lawrence, and they're like,
bring whatever in, carry whatever you want.
Yeah, they got the don't carry a gun sign on it. Except there's an exemption for civil employees that carry guns, i.e., police officers and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was a completely different experience. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like driving the hour to get to Lawrence.
But it's a much better hospital.
The experience is better in my opinion.
And we weren't even being seen over
No.
at that other hospital. But I'm learning a lot about the two different hospitals being in the system now. So
All right. Let's talk what's going on in the country.
oh boy.
This is my favorite one this week. The guy that was in charge of the food division at the FDA retired. He quit yesterday or today. Guy's name was Jim Jones. Jim Jones apparently
should not laugh.
The best comment that I heard on his resignation was he had a disagreement with the Trump administration about sugary drinks and Kool-Aid. Yeah. I thought it was hilarious, and I thought that the dude being named Jim Jones was just funny. And anybody that does not understand the reference there, go look up Reverend Jim Jones.
That's not funny. That is sick. We should not be laughing. Something right here. I have been blessed. God has blessed me, and I'm laughing at something like that. I'm going straight to hell.
Seriously, guys, I read that and I about lost it. So what else is going on? The whole Doge and Musk thing. Starla made a comment about how Musk wants Doge to look at Fort Knox. That's been a major issue for a long time, Starla. Our gold reserves are, I'm not going to say non-existent, but they are not where they should be. China has been over the past, over the last 5 years, China has bought up almost 20% of the available gold reserves on the planet, and they're stocking it up. And the only reason that you do that is if you're expecting a war. Well,
I always thought it was very interesting, and I've been saying this for years and years, and you tell me if I'm lying or not. We would sit down with our financial advisor, and it always struck me as odd that everyone else could buy gold and have gold in their hands, but we were buying gold on paper, and it was being stored in a different country. And I got very concerned about this, and it probably took me talking to you for 1.5 years, 2 years before you finally were like, oh, you know what, you got something here. And we decided to get out of that and start making sure we had tangible instead of.
I knew there was an issue there. We were in a, oh man, I can't remember what it's called. But basically what they do is they buy the physical gold and they keep it up there
in Canada.
And you've got basically stocks. Not stocks.
It was on paper.
You've got gold certificates saying that
you owned
it, and you could cash it out whenever you wanted.
But I didn't see how you could, because you really didn't have it in hand.
When the economy's going good, and it doesn't look like everything's going to come to an end, I understand it as a viable investment option. I can actually see it being beneficial. But once you start looking at,
Tamara, there that goes. We're never flying anywhere together.
But
Tamara and I be setting all kinds of stuff off. They'll never let us in.
When you're looking at a crashing economy, it's a different story. And they're talking now, guys. Listen, Trump's buying us a little bit of time, plain and simple. But there are a lot of people, economists and policy people, that are saying by 2030 we very well may be in a depression, not a recession, but a full-on depression. And if you're the same age as I am, Hey, Rabbit.
Yeah, Rabbit says getting a little rough with the Yoda there, grumpy question mark. So it's super funny.
She got lippy.
My daughter had me. We went. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday. We went to Aldi, and then we had to go. I had to get popsicles, so we had to go to Walmart. And we were at Walmart, and I like on my walker, and I'm just rolling in, and then coming at me is a guy. His wife was walking next to him, so I didn't say nothing. But my mouth and my mind were racing. He had his knee. He was on a knee wheeler, and he's knee wheeling, and we're crossing each other. And I wanted to just turn around, like me and my big mouth, and I was gonna go, "Hey man, it was good playing with you last week. Had a good time." And I told my daughter that. She was, "Mom, what the hell is wrong with you?" And I said, "Well, I kept my mouth shut. I saw his wife there."
It's the drugs.
I thought it was funny. Two crippled people passing in the middle of Walmart. So,
Yeah, but
anyway.
back on the
Sorry,
depression.
yeah,
Back on the depression thing. This is why we talk about the things that we talk about, and we promote the whole 3 pillars of modern homesteading, and everything, because it's an insurance policy, and we buy medical insurance, we buy car insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we buy end of the world insurance? Let's see here. Lynn says, in a crashing economy, you need assets that provide an income.
Yep.
Rentals from farmland, etc. Anything that people have to buy, no matter what. That's right.
Yep.
That's right. They're not making any more dirt. So
yeah. No, it's got to be tangible, and that's and then we've even had that conversation over and over. With the taxter, was assets. Owning the assets. When is it time to turn those financials into physical assets?
Yeah.
And so,
and I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know if we did it at the right time. I honestly don't know if we should have kept them longer than we did.
What stage are you talking about? Depression? Meds for depression ain't going near that crap. I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, he said he's been in depression for the last 10 years. He had to learn how to cope.
Oh.
Not that type of depression, HG. I found that alcohol works really good.
Oh, you don't want to mix those two together. No way. What's wrong with you people?
But yeah, so this is why we discuss what we discuss, and if you guys have been around long enough, and I've got to know some of you online and all that, and some of you in real life. We need to become more evangelical about this. We need to start talking with more and more people. I ran across there's a YouTube channel, the Crunchy Mom, and her and her husband do these little skits about the Crunchy Mom, and how the Crunchy Mom is always the odd person out and wanting to do all this weird stuff. And he's always sneaking hamburgers from McDonald's and stuff. It's a funny thing. Well, they started a podcast, and they did an episode last week on would they survive the apocalypse. And listening to them talk, it was obvious that they're not preppers. They had some freeze-dried food set aside, but they're not preppers. And listening to them talk was conversations that people in our circle had 20, 25 years ago. And
Yeah, Rabbit Crunchy Mom.
Yep, Crunchy Mom. Yep. She does all the all natural stuff. But I got on there. They're out of Kentucky from the way they were talking.
It's a good thing I didn't take my pain meds. HG, look, man, my mind's already traveling. My pain meds really be traveling.
But I got on the comments on their podcast and turned them on to Kentucky Sustainable Living. I hope that they make contact with them. I think they'd be a good addition, and it's a good resource to have, So get out there and start.
Are they in Kentucky?
Yeah, that's where they said they were from. But get out there and help people. Okay, the next thing. Let's talk about fired federal workers. My gosh.
I can't believe the big deal they're making out of the IRS workers. They hired 86,000 of them, and it's not okay to fire 50,000 of them. Are you kidding me?
Well, they're
all you people that haven't filed your taxes yet, you poor people, there's not going to be enough money left. Apparently, that's what they're saying.
Well, yeah,
I don't know how that works.
And the whole thing going into a constitutional crisis. That's the new meme that for the left. Those are the new buzzwords for the left. You know, I'll be honest with you. From where I'm sitting, the constitutional crisis is not the Trump administration's actions and Doge. The constitutional crisis is activist judges that are overstepping their boundaries. And it bothers me on two levels. The first level is activist judges acting outside their lane. The second thing that bothers me is the snapback. Whenever the powers that be, in this case, the Trump and the MAGA Republicans, I don't know what you want to call them, the snapback, we run a real risk of going too far in the opposite direction. And I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying it. There's always a chance of something like this happening. The fired federal employees, I can tell you right now, from having worked in the federal government, there is a sense of entitlement in a lot of people. I was kind of I don't want to say the odd man out as far as civilian workers went, and the people that I was around, but I was always trying to be a conscientious caretaker of the tax dollars. Did I do it right all the time? No, I did not. I'm not going to lie, but I always tried to. There were people there that didn't give a squat. They could not care less. They were like, yeah, they can't fire me. I'm going to do whatever the heck I want. And that's what we're seeing now. You know? No. You okay?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go find a blanket, take care of a couple things, and then I'll be back. My feet are like ice and numbing up. I don't know how you're not so cold.
Well, I need to get some wood on the thing as soon as. Yeah, Ian wants to know if your necklace is new.
Yeah, I got 2 of them, and apparently they're very expensive. Apparently they're very expensive and high demand. See, I don't even know where I'm going with this one. See there? Yeah, beautiful.
If somebody called their mom this weekend,
they would know.
They would have known.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I think he did. I might have been stoned. I don't
know. Was
remember.
she stoned? If you called and she was stoned, then we'll let it slide. Rabbit says, when you're looking for who's the crooks, look at who's pointing the fingers and yelling the loudest. Absolutely. That's one thing that I don't understand. You know, the analogy of somebody's been robbing your store left and right for years, and you get mad at the guy who catches them and is pointing out what they've stolen, and not the crooks themselves. Let's see here. Love how the press secretary stated that Obama and Biden said the same exact stuff Trump did, and it's weird how okay, Hogs. Hypocrisy is the glue that holds the leftist world together. They will scream about what they are doing. They will point fingers and say that you're doing it when actually they're the ones doing it. So just as long as you understand that. Okay. Let's see. He does not want it in the will. Okay. So you did. I don't know if you talked to your mom or not. She was probably stoned if you called her this weekend. Seriously. The oxy was doing her really well once she got it taken care of. Looks like it very well could be Rabbit. Let's see here. Yeah, and I got to tell you that the new press secretary, Caitlin, what's her face? I like her. I like her a lot. Oh, your son says that you told him that you were on fentanyl this weekend.
Oh, then him and I did have a conversation. Yeah, it was when they were trying to straighten me out. I was getting ahead of everything. Yeah, now it was Saturday morning.
Oh, Yeah, probably not a good time to have talked to her.
Yeah, I was on fentanyl and the oxy. They gave me both. The fentanyl was getting ahead of the oxy, so the fentanyl would be wearing off in the oxy. That's why I don't remember him calling, but I remember now.
Oh. Okay, HG says, I saw that even on a volunteer fire department, complete disregard for the equipment because they didn't have to put the bill for the repairs. Yep. Yep. And you know what? Being in the military, you saw that all the time. Of course, you had the government, especially the DOD, is so weird. So I was down in Yuma, Arizona, and this is honestly, this is a true story. I was down in Yuma, Arizona, and we got a brand new mainframe. So we took the old mainframe, worked perfectly fine. All the equipment was good, and everything was great. And we had to take it to DRMO. We took it over there, and the guy in charge of accepting equipment into DRMO was like, "What's wrong with it?" Well, there's nothing wrong with it. It works perfectly fine. We got a new one, so we got to get rid of this thing. And he goes, "I can't take it." Why can't you take it? Because it's functional. I can't take it because there's nothing wrong with it. And so, we were Lance Corporals. We were young Lance Corporals, and at this point, we're really confused on what to do. So we called our gunny, and we're like, "Gunny, what do we do?" And he's, "Well, break it." Do what? He said, "Well, break it." Now, mind you, this is 1988. This is a $60,000 piece of equipment that we got in the back of this pickup truck. And he goes, "Break it." So we were given our orders. So we pulled the truck up to where it needed to be dropped off, and we pushed the thing off the back of the lift gate. We just literally chucked it down onto the ground, and the guy said, "Okay," and signed the paperwork. Blew my mind that we destroyed a $60,000 PC. Devil Dog says, "Nice necklace too."
Yeah, I was sitting here shaking my head. And a bunch of honoring mothers. And I'll tell you what, the waste is a real thing, even in the hospitals. You guys would be surprised. You really need to pay attention to that stuff. Because once it's assigned to you, they throw it out if you don't use it. So take it and use it and all that.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I'm really interested to see how this double neck brace thing is going to be built, whether I'm going to be screaming or not. Because the one I have on is the one that was ordered. The one before is not. I don't think I'm supposed to remember that conversation, but I do.
Yeah, the whole new media being allowed into the press room. If it were me, I would ban some of those people. I would ban some of the CBS would be banned from the press room. NBC would probably be banned.
CNN, why even have them in there anymore?
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Official White House news now is Newsmax.
Well, Tambra, it wasn't even being fixed. The DRMO is the Defense Reutilization Organization, and basically what they do is they take all this old equipment and they resell it on a civilian market, so you can buy this stuff. You can get some really good deals, guys. If you're Iron Planet is the organization that runs advertising for the DRMO auctions. A friend of mine bought how many? Gosh, he bought like 400 ammo cans from the DRMO at Fort Riley, and we went down in the pickup truck and got them. And
for like what, $1 a piece or something?
Yeah, they're like $1 a piece, and he, I ended up paying him $3 a piece for them, and I got them. I sanded them down, repainted them, and now I've got metal ammo cans with the seals on them. And at a good price, so it wasn't like they were fixing them. They just had to be broken.
Yeah.
Let's see. If the news isn't independent, it's not journalism. And if it's already known, it's not news. Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of stuff is coming out. I posted that thing on X. I was thinking about it. All these non-governmental organizations are screaming bloody murder because they're losing all this funding and they can't continue to function. If your livelihood depends on money from the government, you're not a non-governmental organization, basically. I can't explain it any simpler. It's just like it goes into the same thing. I've got a real problem with churches, with the 403, or was it 503c, whatever it is, the nonprofit churches. I got a real problem with them because once you sign that paperwork, you become an agent of the state.
Well,
no, you do, because you can't. There are certain things you cannot do and certain things you cannot say.
No,
that because you've got that exemption thing, and I've got reservations about business licenses.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah. Well, Devil Dog, I don't know. I hope I said MGO or NGO. I don't know if that's a misspelling or not. If it's supposed to be an NGO, I don't know. I disagree with them having to go away. They should not be getting government money. There's there's no reason why Bill Gates gets billions of dollars for the Gates Foundation from the U.S. government. There's no reason that the anti-gunner coalitions, multiple, get taxpayer money to push anti-Second Amendment news.
And then it's selective corporations and selective companies that are allowed in. I know that EMP Shield has looked at coming into one county in particular, and they were told no tax breaks were going to be given, none of that. They weren't going to be allowed in. And then all of a sudden, here comes a new company that's getting all kinds of relief and different deals. Nothing more than what EMP Shield asked for. So I don't know. That was more of a slap in the face. We don't like you type deal. But anyway, it was the person who asked.
Yeah. But yeah, Devil Dog in the current iteration, I will agree with that statement. It's the U.S.
Money
aid.
laundering.
U.S. aid has been nothing but money laundering.
Yeah.
Very glad it's being exposed. Here's the deal. Here's the deal, though.
Who's wrong?
Where?
There's a corruption. You're wrong. Lynn says you're wrong. I don't know. I can't read it because you keep clicking on things.
Like that. It's hard to see.
You're going to be wearing a neck brace here in a minute. I got a second one. There's a reason it's called corruption. No, I can't read it. Who said there wasn't a reason it's called corruption?
I missed it earlier.
I missed something.
He may have been responding.
You guys go
he may
fast.
have been responding to me. Let's see here. I wonder, since all this money is being found, if the taxpayer will get some of that back.
No, you won't.
Yeah, we won't.
We won't even get it back. They know where it went and they know where it's been abused. We won't get it back. Don't even think about it.
Those cows have left the barn.
That ain't no lie.
Those cows, all we can do now is the first thing whenever you're triaging somebody is you stop the bleeding. Well, you start the breathing, stop the bleeding.
Start the breathing, stop the bleeding.
Yeah. You want them.
You want them to breathe?
You want them to breathe before you stop the bleeding.
Suffocate the hell out of them. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, no, we got to get those dirty boogers out of there. But all you're learning is where your money actually went.
Yeah. And,
the lies behind it. The odd thing is the lies behind it were just even more absurd than where the money actually went. And I'd rather you tell me to my face that you're stealing from me than give billions of dollars to sex trans in Iran. I mean, it makes 0 sense. 0 sense whatsoever. Like, any fool that fell for that is just an idiot. Well, exactly that. They're a fool.
Yeah, you're right, Rabbit. I had that backwards. It's stop the bleeding, start the breathing, check for shock.
Yeah. Well, there's shock, all right. Liberals everywhere were going, oh my God. Oh my God. If it didn't hurt so bad, it'd be more dramatic. I could make it come out more the way that it does for them. But right now, it's just a raspy voice.
Just a raspy.
Raspy voice.
It hasn't been that raspy.
Were you wanting really raspy? I mean, it is. You get what you get.
I'm not complaining.
He was hoping I couldn't talk at all. Yes. You asked the doctor if you
Yeah,
were like,
I did.
when can she start? When does she start? She can't talk, right? Yeah, I remember how you asked that. I think they were already starting to give me medicines. But
Oh goodness. But you know, we live in very interesting times. And it if you like what Trump's doing, even with the concerns, I like it. And even if you've got concerns, it's a good thing. It needs to be done. We need to carry this through. We need to make sure that the next person that runs after Trump, hopefully JD Vance. I don't know if you guys been paying attention to him. That
he's ruffling feathers.
that speech that he gave in Munich for the Munich Security Council meeting, one for the ages. You know, basically told them, you know, if you're going to continue to violate people's God-given rights, we're not going to support you. I mean,
good for him. Hey, Gregory, hope you don't have any calves in the bathtub.
hey,
Been one of those. We got early lamb and we got lambs in the living room. Oh, they're so stinking cute. One of them looks like, oh, we're calling her name is going to be Mayfair. And she looks like a little calf to me. And then the other one's Lamb Chop. It's like that puppet. It's got a little dark spot on its ear. What? Who's yelling at me? What I do?
where?
Angela, say what?
Angela's, I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way. But your raspy voice.
No, she said it was going to be raspy, but now everybody's like, I don't think it's so raspy. Now I'm wondering if I just didn't have a raspy voice to begin with. Of course, the incision, I'd show you all the incision. I think it looked like something out of Frankenstein.
You can actually see it. Can you? Turn your head that way.
Which way?
No, this way.
This way?
Yeah.
That way? Which way? This way?
That way.
That way.
Right there.
Which way?
Right there. Stop. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it right here.
Oh, don't touch it.
I'm not going to touch it, but you can see it.
It's pretty big.
You can see it right there.
Like I'm the doctor explaining I got into a prison fight and little things went wrong, but I survived. And he's a cool doctor. He was so funny. We were laughing. But yeah, it's pretty rough looking, but everybody that knows what they're talking about seeing it says it's absolutely a beautiful incision. So still have some swelling on it. I feel the swelling on the inside. I can only see the swelling on the outside.
Gregory says no calves, fortunately.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah
No, we got babies everywhere. All over the state of Kansas, people are pulling calves in. So yeah, it just is what we were trying to beat. It rained so much last year.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody was just trying to beat it. We can't win for losing around here. You should go get the one, baby. Oh my gosh, so stinking cute.
Hey, you guys want to see one of the lambs? I can pull. They're asleep. I really don't want to wake them up because
they're not asleep.
They're louder than crap. Seriously, that little one is loud.
I don't, Joseph G, I'm not stupid enough to get myself in a pinch of lynching. Yeah, go get them. I can hold them.
If they want to see it,
they want to see them.
If they want to, nobody's saying they want to.
They haven't had time. They want to see them. I'm telling you, they want to see them. They're so stinking cute. Oh my gosh.
Let's get 4 people saying they want to see it, and I'll get up and go get it.
Not 4. One's worth it. We appreciate all of them.
Well, they can see. They saw them on the. I did a short form.
Nothing like seeing them in person. They're so dang cute. I just want to hold one. I haven't been able to hold them.
Should you be holding one?
I can hold them.
They're dirty.
I can wash my hands.
Okay, you gotta.
2 right now inside.
Yeah, okay. Let me go get one.
Tamber wants to roll with me. She's like, I got battle scars.
Yeah. I like lamb. Yummy. Absolutely.
Yeah. They're yummy. These are going to be breeders, though. These are definitely purebred, and I'm really happy for them. I'm happy about them. I've got the Murano markings already. So that's my favorite meat. And so I'm super, super happy about that. And yeah, Grateful Heart says, let's see them. I'm not telling them how many you said. But yeah, also seeing cute in the one. Oh, The one is just precious. I'm gonna have a hard time eating her when it comes to it, but I'll get it going. No, it doesn't keep me awake at night. It keeps G awake at night. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the cute one. I can tell because it's a quiet one. Oh, sugar butt. Come here. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Look at that.
Another one's jealous.
Say hi. Can you say hi? Look at that. Look at that. Say, hey, I'm gonna give the Grumpy Acres people all kinds of babies to eat in the future. Tell them. Tell them. Good night. Doesn't it just look so cute? Oh my goodness. Yeah. And it's got a white butt. Oh yeah. And then this little stinker. That's a noisy one.
She sat in my lap yesterday for an hour.
Yeah.
And it just, I had to hold her just to get her to shut the hell up.
Yeah. Dolly's like, hey, let me in here.
Hey, get out.
So yeah.
Yeah, this one does. The one that
Yeah.
passed away looked like a little Holstein cow.
Yeah.
It was a boy. He was
Yeah.
cute. It was a shame.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's one of those things, man. You know, you gotta.
The strong survive, and you just figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
they really shouldn't be in here, but I think if they were outside, they would have survived. They just would have been tough.
No, they're too small. They've been too
You think
small.
so?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Look at those
super
ears.
cute.
Look at those ears.
Super cute. Yeah. So this is Mayfair right here.
Don't name
And
them.
that's Lamb Chop. Oh yeah, these are breeders. But you can see the Murano already coming through. It, you know, a lot of the ribbing and all that. Yeah, cute. You're gonna be too cute.
Rabbit, I'm wanting to get a couple of Highland sheep for his property.
Yeah.
I saw a video today. I guess in Scotland the wool is like not worth anything because they've got so many sheep. That it ends up in the landfill whenever they shear their stuff. Lady was using it for mulch on her garden beds.
Another good way to use it is in your beehives.
Yeah.
So use your wool in your beehives. That's how I'll be doing it from now on.
Isn't it an insulation?
Yeah, because the wool's not worth much in here anymore either. That very seldom is it actually being
So
used.
Gregory, the markings on that one, the mother of this one is Frances,
brown, black, and
white. And she's like a mottled color.
We're hungry, Dad.
You're hungry. The black and the brown come out on her babies, and then this one is, I'm not quite sure who the dad was on this. I think it's a big boy.
That's big boys.
Yeah.
What was it? Wool is so expensive, though. Yeah, it is. Why is it so expensive? Wool is so expensive in getting that done because what they've done is they've started getting into hair sheep. So now you're getting into more instead of.
But not all wool.
I've seen them actually market good wool as fleece, which is stupid. And so, you know, I don't know. It's a whole industry thing. It's another way of ripping you off. You can get wool for a good price. You just gotta look for it. I know you're hungry, baby.
She can't be hungry. They just ate.
She's hungry. She's even chewing on the chair. My arm in the chair. Yeah.
This one drank 2 cups of colostrum. Would you get down?
Yeah.
It's funny. I let these 2 out into the living room, and
Dolly runs around with them.
They were bouncing around, and Dolly, her tail was just wagging a mile a minute, and just really enjoying it. Freya, they were freaking Freya out because they were sniffing her butt and like getting up underneath her and like they were going to try to nurse on her, and she wasn't quite sure.
She's like, I'm not having that. It's not happening.
Let's see here. The old sheep from around here is now raising alpaca. Yeah, there's
yeah, they're doing that here too.
Yep. In fact, the people down the road.
Yeah.
People down the road have alpaca. In fact, there's multiple alpaca.
Yeah, there's multiples.
Maybe trying to get it so you
She's like chewing and licking and all kinds of weird crap.
You want me to put them back?
Oh, she's fine. No, you don't. No, you don't get over 8 pounds right there. You're fine. Where are you going?
Oh, not here. I'm gonna put it back.
Yeah.
Get already bunches. Now you smell like a sheep.
I smell like a sheep.
Yeah, you're gonna smell like lanolin.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, these don't spit. Alpaca spit, yeah. Yeah, alpaca wool is all the rage, and even in the weaving and all of that, it's very, very expensive. But that's how it goes, you know, when they start getting all of these fads and everything going. That's what happens. So
I know.
You get those fads going and it just skyrockets prices everywhere. So kind of is what it is. So I don't know. I don't play into that. Yeah, hogs so tame. They are. It's the type of sheep that they are. So I try to breed as carefully as I can with sheep. Goats have gotten a little out of hand. Getting that back under control. Get some more Nubians out here. Cull some of what I got in there and then redo that. On the goat side, Nubians are pretty tame. But I like Rambouillet. Rambouillet and Murano are my favorite. You'll have other people that like Katahdin, and that's mostly because they don't like shearing and that type of deal. Okay. I don't care for the Katahdin meat, and Katahdin got mixed in not because of me, but because somebody put something in. Shut that door. And so he just opened up the door and started calling a dog for no reason, and it's too cold. Forgot where I was. Like, I'm in shock. It's so cold. So, oh yeah, not our fault that they got mixed. And so now that's starting to go up. In fact, she's on her last leg, and she's going to be put down probably anytime this week. Traveler.
She was doing fine this evening.
She's got to go. She can't have any more babies. You know, she's like a pet from here on out.
Look, I want to give her one more summer if we can.
She's going to end up pregnant. It's going to be a disaster.
No, I don't think she will.
But anyway, she got to go, and she looks so malnourished. It's not even funny. And it's because she's old. I don't even know how old she was when somebody dumped her on us. But yeah, that's not cool. Anybody out there watching that ever thinks about that, you get tired of an animal and you're just going to go dump it in somebody else's pen. Don't do that. Not cool. And so totally messed up our bloodline. It's taken us this many years to correct it. So anyway, what do we do
with our wool? Well, she used to make yarn.
You know, I was combing it and playing with it and that kind of thing. Then we've thrown a lot of it away. I've given a lot of it away. And last 2 years we haven't really sheared. So, but the wool from here on out is going to be used for insulation on the beehives.
I gave Radio Mike from Midwest Preparedness Festival. I gave him.
He was insulating his beehives, wasn't he? Is that what he was taking it for?
Close to 200 pounds of wool. We had a lot.
Yeah. Because it stores. So, you know, you want to store it in pillowcases and then you can hang it and set it wherever you want. So it doesn't go bad.
You know, but I was working on how to get lanolin out of the wool. Actually
that didn't work out so well. I didn't like that.
But. No, I did. But you know what? First time it
was cool trying it, and we could smell it, and we were able to get to it. It was just muddy. I think it was muddy.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think had we protected the wool correctly on the animal itself,
right,
it would have been better. But that's how you learn, trial and error. So yeah, we learned something. Now we know the real reason why sheep have PJs and blankets when they're out in the field.
Yeah.
You want a wool coat? Yeah, wool coats are nice. Shearling coats are even better. And yeah, that's one thing I know. I got to get back to work. When I get back to work, I'm getting a shearling coat. My daughter's here visiting, and that's what she was looking at my coats, and she went straight to the wool. And she went straight to the wool. She's looking at the wool coat, and then she's looking. It's wool and denim, and then she was looking at the just said it anyway. The skin coat, and tried to decide which one she wanted. She started with the denim and wool, and I don't know. She's probably working her way into the shearling
Best
here quickly.
best coat I ever had was a cashmere wool overcoat.
You still own that coat.
Yeah,
you just can't fit into
I
it.
can't fit into it.
Yeah.
But it was the best coat I ever had. I love that.
Yeah,
thing.
houndstooth. I used to have a houndstooth when I was a kid. It was really good coat. But yeah, there's all kinds of ones. Wool coats are good. I've got a nice dress one that crossover, but we were looking for long coats. So it was cold today, and she's been graciously driving me around. We're gonna fill up her gas tank on Thursday, and because she'll have to have that full when she takes that rental back.
That's fine.
But yeah. So, but she
just do it at the casino.
Well, I will, but she doesn't know I'm gonna do that yet. She's gonna yell at me, but that or we're gonna have to give her cash and stuff it somewhere so she doesn't know where it is. But yeah, she's a good girl.
So you guys,
I've really enjoyed her. Really enjoyed her.
It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
So I told her this evening, if we win the lotto, we're gonna.
She said, if you win the lotto, you're moving to Utah. I'm like, the hell I am.
I'll build a compound near where she lives, and
in Utah, a compound in Utah.
We'll have a space. But
I think her son is going to have something to say about that.
She made the comment that you got to be careful doing that in Utah because there are like legitimate militia, like Nazi groups up there.
There are here too. So
yeah. Thanks, Anti. There's the thing.
I made the mistake of calling her my Nazi slave driver, and that did not go over so well. So I was like, I said, I respect your opinion. Let's leave it. It took her a minute. She was like, okay, she figured it out.
Yeah,
Joseph, move on.
Joseph G, if you Rabbit makes a good point here. If you're looking for a good wool coat, military surplus.
Yeah, some of our wool blankets are military surplus.
Sportsman Guide has a lot of foreign military stuff. Some of the old Warsaw Pact stuff is really good.
If you ever have a chance and you're in Colorado, go to the thrift stores, especially ski and camping areas around those retreats and everywhere. There's a lot of stuff. Like we found all kinds of stuff with solar ovens, wool blankets,
or sorrel muck
boots that are with the wool inserts, all kinds of stuff. You can find almost anything there and cheap. Our wool blankets, I didn't pay more. What I talked that girl down to $10 a piece. So those $10 a piece, and then I got that sun oven for $35.
Well, we got
brand new in the box.
We got sorrel mucklucks that were in great condition for $45 a pair.
Yeah,
and just so happens that they both fit us.
Well, mine are a little big, but
big problem we're having now with those shoes is the felt liners are all worn out in them, and
I think those are wool, not felt. Those are wool.
And
no, they're too expensive to replace.
Yeah, the getting the felt replacement liners is way too expensive.
What?
No, let's see here. Grumpy Acres, from the fact that Yoda can't get out of the simple neck restraint, is very telling
about the rebel forces.
About the rebel forces.
Oh, you guys are funny. Wah, wah, wah.
Ian says, I'll plug for a commando store here. Great Milsert place. Lots of Eastern European stuff.
And South African gear in Joplin, South African gear. That's kind of weird.
That's my wish list. The getting a legitimate pair of Rhodesian brushstroke camis, the shorts and the shirt, the blouse. That is my.
And then buy a Jeep and pretend to take people on safaris.
No, I love that camo pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, have you guys been following what's going on in North Africa?
Problem is,
South Africa.
I don't think the Africans have a body build like yours. Like they all look like they're starving to death usually.
No, you can get it. there's people that have original bolts of cloth that
Oh,
make
so
stuff.
they'll make them
they
to your
make it, yeah.
size. Okay. I mean, I
But-
wasn't trying to be rude. I was just saying, like,
but
I don't see how that's going to happen.
They are super expensive.
Yeah.
So South Africa, you guys been following this? They just passed a law where it's legal to take white farmers' property, and for the past 10, 15 years, the white farmers being killed has been a huge problem.
It's bad.
They've actually got political parties that get up on stage and sing songs about killing the Boer, which is the Afrikaner farmers.
We've met African farmers. A gal that I was talking to, they were here, and they were actually in tears because it was a week.
Her parents were still.
It was only a week before we had talked to them. Her parents were still back there, and they had people working for them that were North African, or well, they were the Black South Africans. And they were loyal to the farmers because of how much they'd done. And so they tried preparing them, letting them know that they were coming, the rebels were coming, and they needed to prepare for this, and they needed to move on, pack everything they had and get out of there in the trucks. And so they had, and when they came back, they had dead sheep, dead livestock hanging from the trees. Windows were broken. The barn was burnt down. It was just absolutely terrible. And they have to put a lot of guards on their gates because it's nothing to come through a gate and have the rebels on the other side. And they will, what do they call that when they swarm you? They ambush you, mm-hmm. and they'll ambush them and kill them and take their farm. It's terrible.
So I'm gonna share a link with you guys to an organization called Sidelanders, and it is the largest recognized civilian self-defense group by the UN. And basically, if you get on Wikipedia and you read about it, they are Nazis, they are ethno-nationalists, they are bad people if you listen to them. If you listen to Wikipedia and you listen to the left, if you get on their website, it's very interesting because they have an entire contingency plan here. I'll pop this in right now. They've got this entire contingency plan on what to do for whenever things start falling apart in South Africa like they did in Rhodesia. And they've got videos.
Rhodesia was the nightmare. They're planning on it being like Rhodesia.
Yes, they're already going down that road. Mm-hmm. But they've got videos on their plan. They're kind of secretive on some of the stuff, but it's a very interesting read. And take it, if you want to look at them like they're a racist and all that stuff, fine. That be that way. I don't care. From a prepper standpoint, the whole idea of the civilian self-defense organization, and they're not militant. They can't be extremely militant because of the political situation there, but they're militant enough that they're willing to fight back. Let's just put it that way. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. They were here in. They sent some people here in 2000. I want to say 2018, 19 timeframe. It was pre-COVID, but they were going around and speaking at churches and organizations trying to raise funds. And basically the plan is when the balloon goes up, they've got escape committees, and they rally points, and they get together and they form convoys, and they go to this redoubt and they put up a last stand. It's very interesting from where I'm sitting.
You guys, you all need to be paying attention to this because they're only years ahead of us. Yeah.
I mean, there are people in the United States that would do the very same thing. Mm-hmm. I know you heard the one representative got up, member of the House got up and said that they would work very closely with people that would censor the American people. You know, we could very easily head down the wrong path, guys.
Yeah.
You know, and so we need to understand this stuff, and we need to learn and be ready. And quite frankly, when it happens, I'm too old and fat. Seriously, I am. I'm not going to be doing a lot of stuff like I would have if I was 27, 30 years old. But you know, it's still good to have this knowledge.
No, and I think we have this knowledge for the kids, you know, for the
Yeah.
youngers. I really do. I think it's a thing. And I wasn't sure it was a thing until I've been hearing over and over and over and literally over how I should not be walking right now. So God's got a plan, that's for sure. All the dogs are all over. It feels like human beings are moving everywhere.
Yeah.
I thought Lexi was maybe up and trying to figure out how to get in here. So, which we've been on a while. And so she may be thinking about bed. So we need to...
If you're talking about the Sidelanders, they are in South Africa. They are the Afrikaners. Yeah. They are the descendants of the original Boer farmers that
and of course
settled the Transvaal.
Yeah, and as far as location, I'm not sure. Hopefully, you're not thinking Rally Point, asking Rally Point. I'm not sure they're giving that.
No, they don't share that type of information.
Yeah, not like we would not do that here either.
But I did notice the new government that got into. I don't know if you guys remember back 4 or 5 years ago when all the riots were going on in South Africa and they were looting stuff. It was right around the time that BLM was starting to kick off here in the United States. What they weren't related, just time frame wise. New government took over in South Africa that was very antagonistic towards the white population, and the Sidelanders got very quiet. It's like they were running black because they wanted to keep a low profile, so they could do their plans.
The race card. They said that the white people killed the black people, took over, you know, the black people in order to take their farmland. They pulled that race card, like what they're trying to do here in the U.S., right? And so then everybody got quiet, didn't want to cause any problems, so they didn't say anything, and it got worse and worse and worse, and now here they are. And so this is what happens when we stay quiet and we don't go enough of this garbage. It's not true. So
yeah, I find the whole South African and Rhodesian experience. I find the entire history of post-colonial Africa very interesting.
Say that 3 times.
Yeah, no. I find that whole thing very interesting. And if you do a deep dive and you get past the propaganda through these post-colonial heroes, if you will, Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, these guys were not paragons of peace. All right, Mahatma Gandhi was probably the closest one, but even he had some stuff that kind of questionable. And I find it very interesting because it's a roadmap as to what can happen elsewhere. You know, because let's be honest. America right now, if you want to look at it in that perspective, we were taken over and colonized by an unelected bureaucracy and by billionaires that don't have our best interests in mind. And what's going to happen when all that starts falling apart and we're the people pushing back against that type of stuff? I realize calling it colonization is not a good thing, is a misnomer.
Highlight Rabbit's comment right there. There are people looking, and that's a great price.
Right there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, if anyone is interested in a fully off-grid cabin with over 5 acres of land, I have one I'm selling for a friend, $80K. You should probably do a video of that like Tag does and get it up on the
see if
interwebs.
See if you can't walk it or drive it or whatever. As much as I know, it's probably there in Lake of the Ozarks. So, yeah, Joseph, that's probably something you would be interested in. Yeah, I bet you it's going to be down by him, not too far from you, Joseph G.
Yeah. Len says African geography is why it's always been poor. It has some of the good spots managed badly. Generally, the bad place is from
It's a farm, it's a civilization. Yeah, that's because
generally a
they've
bad
been
place
so
to farm
corrupt. That's
civilization.
the blood diamonds and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And they got there's a another major war going on with the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda and all that stuff. You know, and you add in Romanian mercenaries. I mean, this is quite okay. Full disclosure, I got into it when I was in high schooler because I went to a military school and we used to read Soldier of Fortune magazine, because it was cool to read. It was all kinds of neat stories that young kids in the 80s liked reading. The cabin that Rav was talking about has a 6,000 watts split phase solar setup with a ground mounted panels. I think the cabin is 2022. He'll get more info on it. Excellent. But, all right, guys, listen, we've gone well over where we usually go. Appreciate you showing up. You guys managed to keep Angela engaged longer than she thought she would. We appreciate.
I'm just making ice and trying to figure out why things were failing, but it's all good. I appreciate y'all.
But she said, I don't know if you guys heard that. She appreciates y'all. Again, you guys, thanks for showing up. I mean, seriously, the only reason why we do this is because of you guys anymore. Hopefully we can help you and get you guys pointed in the right direction, give you some helpful hints, share knowledge between each other. Yeah, exactly.
You don't think so?
Lynn says, get well, Angela.
You want to go say hi to Lynn real quick? You don't want to go in there and just say, miss you and fine?
She doesn't remember Lynn. She was like 2 years old, 3 years old.
Do you remember Lynn? It's not answering. Okay, what do you want?
Everybody's saying get well. Thank you very much, Hogs. Listen, guys, the Mama Bear t-shirt dropped on the 15th. It's at the Bonfire store. Link is down below in the description. You guys, Mother's Day's coming up here in a month and a half. You might want to think about getting one for your Mama Bear so she can show the bad guys out there in the world that she's going to protect what's hers. Again, thanks for showing up. As Angela always says, you want to be a little bit better at the end of the day than you were when you woke up, and you go out and live a life done free tomorrow, guys. All right, take care.